6 months felt like an endless game of emotional survival, a quiet war between desire and self-preservation. And when they hung out at Francis's sleek apartment, everything was kept strictly safe. They ordered greasy pizza, played mindless video games, and kept a comfortable, calculated distance between them on the couch. It was a sterile, controlled environment where Francis could successfully keep his guard up. But whenever they stepped into Marcus's cozy apartment, the rules completely changed. The air there felt entirely different, heavy with a slow domestic intimacy that Francis couldn't easily control. There were no flashing studio lights or explicit scripts here, just a quiet space where the simple, dangerous brush of skin against skin began to feel like a countdown to an inevitable explosion. On Marcus's couch, the evenings dragged out into slow movies and cold beers, chipping away at Francis's ironclad defenses. The alcohol made Marcus comfortably heavy, his movements relaxed and unhurried. Marcus's hand lingered just a second too long on Francis's shoulder, and his breath felt dangerously warm against his ear as he laughed. And Francis was absolutely starving for him, his body aching to give in to the pull. But a cold, sharp panic always pulled him back from the edge. He knew with absolute certainty that the moment they finally crossed that intimate line, his hidden online life would come crashing down on them. And to protect the sacred bond they had built, he had to keep himself locked away in the dark. To survive the agonizing heat of the moment, Francis built a wall of clumsy excuses. He would suddenly claim he was too tired, make up an early morning meeting, or abruptly stand up and check his watch. Every time Marcus leaned in, Francis would gently but firmly push him away, ignoring the agonizing way his own body screamed to pull Marcus closer. He could see the growing confusion and hurt flashing across Marcus's face with each rejection, a slow burning pain that Francis was directly causing. It felt like a twisted form of torture. He was desperately trying to save their connection, but by constantly guarding his secret, he was actively tearing down the only real relationship he had ever fought for. In the quiet, suffocating heat of the living room, the tension finally snapped. Marcus abruptly pulled back, his jaw tight as his eyes searched Francis's face for answers that never came. "Why, Francis?" Marcus demanded, his voice trembling with a painful mix of anger and exhaustion. "Are you sick of me? Or do you just think I'm another disposable body from your app?" The accusation cut deep, tearing right through Francis's carefully constructed defenses. He felt the hot tears spilling over his eyelashes before he could even think to stop them. The heavy armor he had worn for years completely disintegrated in a single second. He couldn't offer another hollow excuse. He couldn't keep lying to the only person who actually mattered. And standing exposed in the dim light, Francis didn't give him a calculated reason, a defensive excuse, or another lie. Instead, he gave him a raw, unfiltered confession. With a trembling voice, he looked into Marcus's eyes and said, "I'm not holding back because I don't want you. I'm holding back because I'm falling in love with you." The words hung heavily in the absolute silence of the room, stripping away the months of agonizing pretense. Right, Francis stood completely unmasked, terrified of what the truth might destroy. He had laid his bare soul on the line, leaving Marcus frozen in shock as the final barrier between them shattered into pieces. The truth was out,